On the news today, Governor Mba commissioned 75-room Oriental International Airport Hotel Enugu. Vice President Shetima returns to Abuja after Saudi UAE trips. And on business news, Ministry of Industry partners Nasima to address business challenges. On the foreign scene, U.S. House of Representatives passes a last-minute budget bill. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me on news this afternoon. Many thanks for staying tuned. I am Ogochukwu Osai. Details of this coming up shortly. Now let's begin the news in Enugu, where the state governor, Dr. Peter Mba, has announced plans to operationalize the Akanibiam International Airport by launching Enugu Air, aimed at making the state a hub for investment, business and tourism. Our correspondent, Chidima Madu, reports that His Excellency made this remark during the commissioning of the Oriental International Airport Hotel, a 95-room facility built by Chairman at last Oriental Group of Companies, Prince Engineer Arthur Eze, which also features 2 conference halls and a boardroom. Governor Mba emphasized that Enugu Air involves more than just acquiring aircraft. It aims to attract minimum of 3 million annual visitors to the state. He praised Eze for the investment and expressed his commitment to creating a favorable environment for genuine investment.
We want to make this airport a hub. And you cannot talk about an airport being a hub without an international hotel by the airport. Because the hub means that people flying to other destinations would have to lay over here. They have to stop here to catch their flight. And what could be a strong enabler beyond a hotel of this standard? So this really fits into our dream of making this airport not only internationalizing it, operationalizing the international wing, but also making it a hub of travel. And again, recall that we have also talked about having minimum of 3 million visitors come to Enugu every year. And so this connects very well. So I want to pay a special homage to my senior brother, my friend, my mentor, Prince Arthur Eze, a serial entrepreneur, an employer, a major employer of labor.
Eze shared his experience in completing the hotel project and commended Governor Mba for his significant economic and infrastructural initiative in the region.
I have nothing to say, only thank God and thank you that God brought it to change our people. Where he came at Enugu change, become the heartland of Eastern Nigeria, Igbo land. We have address from airport to everywhere, international shopping center, presidential hotel, everywhere. The project they abandoned for many years. This man, within 1 year, it was only 1 year. Those who were there 80 years, 16 years ago, didn't do anything. They were putting all the money in their pocket. Nobody could talk until God brought you. You're going to leave to change the system. Now I'm very grateful. Thank very much, everybody. Thank very much.
Now, in a related development, the Cultural Prime Minister of Obunike, Benedict Ngo, says the indigents of Obiago were not consulted to share their thoughts ahead of the installation of the Ijele Masquerade sculpture at the Onoasata roundabout in Enugu. Mr. Ngo, speaking on behalf of the group, believes that the outlook of the masquerade does not agree with the traditional concept.
They did not inform us before putting that in. That Ijele is not from Enugu State. It's not known for Ijele. Ijele is from Anambra State, not from Enugu. We call our own Egugu, Omambara, like your governor. They call their own Omambara or Enyum. So we don't know anything about this. And whoever built that thing, like our people used to say in Igbo language, all Oroma, because that is not complete masquerade. That thing there is not complete masquerade. Because people are not supposed to be seeing some certain things inside the masquerade. They are spirits. They insulted the masquerade. So they are supposed to go back there. They know what they're supposed to do in front of that masquerade. It is not supposed to be there. Because they have consulted us. No matter we are not doing Ijele, I'll tell them what to do. So they're supposed to go back. People that knows Ijele will not be happy with them.
Now, in a separate development, the Afia State Governor has taken steps to improve its ease of doing business rankings by initiating the 2025-2024 Business Enabling Reforms and Action Plans under the World Bank State Action on Business Enabling Reforms project. Emmanuel Wazwe, Afia TV Bureau Chief in Afia State, has the details.
Stakeholders, including representatives from the private sector, ministries, departments and agencies, and civil society organizations convened in Umuahia for a brainstorming session on the effective implementation of the BRAP. Declaring the event open, the Deputy Governor, Engineer Ikechukwu, who also serves as the chairman of the Abia State Ease of Doing Business Council, emphasized the government's commitment to fostering a more business-friendly environment.
The Saba project, which has brought us here today, is a testament for the dedication of this administration to create an enabling environment that encourages sustainable development, economic diversification, and social inclusivity. By developing actionable reforms through a collaborative approach, we aim to align our state's policies and practices with global best standards and address the unique challenges faced by businesses operating in Abia. As we deliberate and draft the 2024 BERA, let us remember the critical role of this document in setting the tone for the state's economic landscape in the coming year. I urge every participant to actively engage, contribute practical insights, and ensure that the final document is not only comprehensive, but also realistic and implementable.
The forum featured Mr. Kalisis Chuku as a resource person who provided a comprehensive breakdown of the various disbursement-linked indicators, DLIs, critical to achieving the project's objectives.
2 DLIs, 8 DLIs. DLI 1 is about property, transparency about property management. 2 about investment in fiber optics. 3 is about PPP, public-private partnership. 4 is about investment promotion. 5 is about business enabling entities. 6 is about transparency of official fees and fees, rates, taxes. 7 about tax administration, and 8 is about more claims court. My duty is about ensuring compliance and effective implementation of cyber verification protocols for business enabling reforms. So ordinarily, what I should be talking about is what are now. I said these are we have this project is organized in DLIs, disbursement linked indicator, disbursement linked indicator. So what it means is that for every DLI, like we have property administration, there are things, there are processes and procedures, there are milestones that each state should achieve. And once those milestones are met, then you receive disbursement. That's why I said it's called disbursement linked indicator.
Mrs. Abumo Kobase, the Senior Special Advisor to the Governor on Ease of Doing Business and the event's convener, speaks further on the plans.
BRAP is Business Enabling Reform Action Plans. So these are reforms that His Excellency, the Governor of Abia State, wants to embark on to ensure that the business environment is very friendly and conducive for businesses to come into Abia State and be sustained. So this BRAP looked at some DLIs, disbursement link indicators. That is what you do to ensure that the environment is very friendly. And some of them has to do with land, some of them has to do with security, judiciary. For instance, judiciary, we have the small claims court. For convenience, we have one-stop shop where you can register your businesses and then proceed to pay your taxes, get your TIN number, and get your SON and NAFDAC number at the same place. So to make it comfortable and convenient and easy for Abians, we already have our checklist. That is steps you have to take to ensure that you are able to get your CFO in 30 days.
This participant identified some areas requiring government intervention.
Now let me come to the business society. Ease of doing business, we have this issue of fake products in Aba. So we expect that it should be taken care of too, because it is giving Abia in particular bad reputation. Then the transport sector, there's one problem we always have in the transport sector. You carry somebody from them, it's the elevator junction, they're taking him to back. That's the agreement. You get the flyover, stop the person, tell them, come here. So it affects businesses too. So for us, then the issue of electricity is everybody's business. It affects each and every one of us. The roads, the government is doing well in the area of road infrastructure. Sanitation we talked about is doing well, but the issue of human rights, we are even advocating that the governor has SSAs. Let there be an SSA on human rights, so that you have somebody that will always be communicating with you what is happening in that sector, because people cannot move freely, especially the young ones. They cannot move freely. Somebody put on, yes, I don't put on dreadlocks, but it's not an offense for somebody to wear dreadlocks.
What are the takeaways?
For the state government to restructure Enyimba City in terms of clustering the businesses, because most of the businesses are scattered in the streets of the metropolis of Aba, and as such, there's no way we can capture records of our businesses, activities in the state. So if we are clustered in a single location, most importantly for the leader people who that have up to 14 producing units. So we need to be assembled in a cluster where we will also be able to articulate or capture all our business production activities for export and other necessary information needed for growth and development.
They were able to actually identify all those gray areas, or those areas that are being bringing hiccups to investors. So if our deliberation, if our recommendations are implemented by His Excellency, definitely it will attract more investors in Abia State, and a lot of people, even those that are already making business, will improve on their activity.
The session ended with a collective resolution to align efforts towards the successful implementation of the BRAP. In Umuahia, Emmanuel Wazwe reporting.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel, for that report. Now, moving ahead, as Christmas approaches, the people of Abia State have different views about the security situation. While some people believe the state is safe, others are worried about insecurity and are hesitant to travel. Our correspondent in Abachubi, Kemal Gombana, reports.
It is yet another Christmas season in the commercial city of Abia State. As residents gear up for the holiday season, it is important to highlight key security concerns in the state. Here in Aba, opinions are divided on how secure the area is this festive season. Some people feel that the government has done a good job keeping things under control. They point to the visible presence of security officers and measures taken to ensure peace, which makes them feel safe.
I think the governor is actually trying his possibilities of providing security for the individuals. So far, so good in Abia. They have been so calm. In the 17 local governments so far, we've not really heard about any insurgencies of whatsoever kind. So any indigenous or private that is traveling within the Abia State, I think it's safe for them.
However, not everyone shares this confidence. Mr. Okafor narrated his concerns about traveling to his village in Imo State.
I would have loved to travel. I'm from Imo State and I reside here in Afia State. But because of the type of security we have, Imo State, we are not secured at all. Starting from, especially from Umobara side, where the road that I'm supposed to apply and go to my village, there are so many things happen along that road. There is heavy gunshot from unknown gunmen. And even when you enter the Imo State, Obu, Okibu, and all the rest, you are not sure of your safety. So I'm even reconsidering going to my village because of the security there. But I pray that God will take control of my state and then help in securing us, especially we, the citizens of Imo State.
He's not the only one with such concerns. Mr. Princeville shares in the same idea, as he is worried about the level of kidnapping and shootings in the state.
When it comes to free movement, because of the issue of sporadic shootings that happens occasionally, I'm actually scared of going out to places I would like to relax because of the fact that you never can tell what will happen in the next minutes. So I think with adequate security operative patrolling the nooks and crannies of the city, we'll be more confident to move around without being scared. But with the issue of kidnapping, sporadic shooting, stealing, it's really affecting businesses, hospitality, and having fun with loved ones. Because most of our loved ones that are not actually in the southeast, they are scared of coming back because of what they've heard over the news, what they've seen on social media about the level of insecurity. So I'll call on the government of Abia State to at least provide adequate security personnel.
These mixed feelings show that while some progress has been made, there's still work to be done to make sure everyone feels safe to celebrate Christmas without fear. In Aba, Chibike Magomba, reporting for Afia TV.
So much, Chibike, for that report. Now we take a break. When we return, more on the news. Please stay.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Unka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV Official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, a show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and...
An incompetent means an incompetent person.
Welcome back. This is still News Today on Afia Television, and I am Ogochukwu Osai. Now moving on to national front, Vice President Kashim Shettima has returned to Abuja after performing the Lesser Hajj at the Holy Mosque of Mecca Masjid Al-Haram in Saudi Arabia. Shetima's Senior Special Assistant on Media and Communications, Stanley Nkwocha, revealed this in a statement he signed on Friday night. Nkwocha explained that during his time at the holy site, the Vice President offered prayers for Nigeria's peace and stability and the Nigeria's leadership from the federal to the local government levels. Recall that before his spiritual journey, Shetima represented President Bola Tinubu at the commissioning of a $315 million oil production and storage facility owned by Oriental Energy Limited in Dubai, UAE. Now, moving on, wife of the president, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, on Friday hosted a special Christmas brunch for children from 2 foster homes with a call on Nigerians to embrace the essence of the season, which is love, compassion, and unity. Speaking at the event held at the State House Conference Center in Abuja, Mrs. Tinubu maintained that Christmas should remind us to love our neighbors and go all out to help others. She described the incoming year 2025 as one of hope, love, and actualization of God's goodness in the nation. Mrs. Tinubu urged the children to show love to their friends, sisters, brothers, and neighbors as exemplified by Christ, who is the reason for the Christmas season. And still in Abuja, former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has been released from Kuje Custodial Center after meeting the bail conditions set by the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Maitama, Abuja. This was confirmed by the spokesperson for the Nigerian Correctional Service FCT Command, Adamu Duza, on Friday evening. Recall that Bello was granted bail on Thursday by Justice Marian Anemi in the sum of 500 million naira. And last, on the national front, the National Identity Management Commission has issued a stern warning to its front-end partners, declaring that licenses will be revoked for those found extorting applicants during the National Identification Number enrollment process. In a statement released on Friday, NIMEX's head of corporate communications, Kaede Adegoke, outlined the agency's zero-tolerance policy on extortion, reiterating its commitment to free and fair access. The Commission emphasized that NIN registration remains entirely free of charge and condemned any demands for payment as unauthorized and illegal. To curb fraudulent practices, NEMIC has directed security agencies to track and apprehend any staff or partner engaged in such activity. And now moving on to business news. In a digital age where connectivity drives commerce and convenience, poor network can grind daily life to a halt. In Owerri, Imo State, unreliable mobile network are causing widespread frustration, particularly for those relying on banking apps and point-of-sale transactions. Our Imo State Bureau Chief, John Kennedy, explores how residents and POS agents are navigating these challenges.
Owerri bosses with energy, yet just below the surface lies a simmering frustration shared by residents and business owners alike. The corporate, a failing network system that has made digital banking and transactions a daily gamble. Queen Chiamaka, a sales girl in Owerri, shares her experience on network failure.
It has been very, very bad. Like when I mean bad, it has been really, really bad. The network has been affecting the transaction done by the customers. Also in the POS, it has been bad. Most of the times, customer will come and buy something, try to make transfer, but the network is unavailable to do the transfer. Some will do, but before I will see it in the POS machine, it will take some minutes or hours before it will reflect on the POS machine. I don't think we can cope with the network, the bad network.
The story is the same for users of mobile banking apps. Kelechi, a corporate driver, says making a simple transfer have become difficult lately. He also attributed it to the festive season.
Since last week, I've been experiencing a kind of glitch. Though it happens more during this festive period, to an extent, it's now becoming a normal thing. during festive period. I don't know what it looks like, but I think the banking modus operandi, I don't know what is going on. Most times you experience glitching, you experience after making transactions, the person that making transactions must not have seen their own credit alert. You've been debited. Sometimes you send money, you get a reverse when it's not necessary. You do them 1, 2, 3 times. I don't know. I don't really want to start mentioning banks because let me know not stain their reputations, but I feel they can only do better.
For POS operators, downtime means lost income and unhappy customers. Priska, a POS agent in Owerri, shared her frustration.
Actually, it's not really stable, most especially First Bank, UBA, Zenith, let me say sometimes Union. They don't, like, their network is not stable. Somebody might transfer money to you, it will spend up to an hour or 30 seconds, 30 minutes before you get it. And you know how people are impatient ahead. So like the network is not stable at all. It's not stable. But when it comes to all these money points, OPay, their network is very, very stable.
The impact of poor connectivity extends beyond frustration. It is an economic drain. Businesses lose money, individuals miss critical transactions, and trust in digital banking system erodes. As Nigeria pushes forward to a cashless economy, the question remains, can the country's infrastructure support the vision? Residents like Queen and Kelechi hope for a day when they no longer have to pray before hitting send. In Owerri, John Kennedy Wona reporting for Afia TV.
Thank you so much, John Kennedy, for that report. Now, moving away from that, the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, has committed to a partnership with the Nigerian Association of Chambers of Commerce, Industry, Mines and Agriculture, NASIMA, to tackle challenges facing Nigerian businesses. Oduwole committed to working with NASIMA at an interactive session with members of the organized private sector outlining plans to ensure that businesses are supported by consistent policies and actionable measures. The minister highlighted her dedication to investment retention, emphasizing its importance for foreign direct investment. And on his part, NASIMA President Deloye expressed confidence in the new partnership, asserting that the Federal Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment is government access and the only ministry that has a full mandate over the private sector. And still on business news, the Court of Appeal has awarded the sum of 15 million naira as general damages against MTN Nigeria Communications Limited for bombarding a customer's phone number with unsolicited messages and caller tunes when the customer didn't subscribe to the services. Justice Okon Abang of the Abuja Division of the Appellate Court made the pronouncement while delivering judgment in an appeal brought before him by the public interest lawyer Ezugu Anene on Friday. In his appeal, the appellate claimed that some 88 unsolicited calls made by MTN to him at odd hours had caused him embarrassment, inconvenience, distraction, and anxiety, thereby breaching his right to privacy. Responding, MTN, which was represented by its staff member Emmanuel Itade, informed the lower court that when a prospective subscriber purchases a SIM starter kit, the prepared terms and conditions are clearly placed in the kit to allow careful review. Now we go on another short break. When we return, we look at stories on the foreign scene and a word of sports. Please stay.
Good evening to you, viewer, and welcome to Women in Business, the show that profiles women, executives, and even the next door store owners, showcasing Igbo greatness to the world.
I started always obsessed with books ever since I was a child.
The stress of always converting naira to dollar and
an incompetent means an incompetent person.
thoughts on the spate of sex for grades in Nigerian universities?
This very issue of owing salary should be criminalized.
How can they amplify their voices?
People don't have evidence.
You want to get to know about it? Have to stay tuned right here on Afia Morning Show to get the pulse and the feel of that.
Join us on Ghana Plus every Wednesday at 6 p.m. right here on Afia TV, DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17, where we will delve into health issues affecting girls and women in society.
Breastfeeding doesn't even cause breast size. The frequency of breastfeeding means the
approach you take to make sure that your well-being is maintained.
Welcome to the latest and most amazing show on your ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lunch Break.
You don't sing along.
I did sing good. For real.
You're not a backup singer.
That's what they do.
It's a brand new week and another opportunity for us to gist and me to tell you, bring all the spice, all the things that are hot, trending and exclusive on social media. Sometimes I know there's constructive criticism. I know that you know how to quote it. So for the people that don't understand, I want to be like, oh, why are you doing this?
Please, I'm not a cross-dresser. I'm only doing this because of the money on Facebook.
There are some people you need to just tell the truth brutally. Let it hurt them. Give it hot.
Afia TV official, exclusive every weekday on Afia TV.
Time check, it's 2 p.m. and it's time for us to vibe, chill, and relax. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV. So Lunch Break is all about the music, it's all about fun, it's all about entertainment, it's all about entertaining gossip and stories from social, it's all about the latest trends, it's about what's lit, it's all about the games with our guests, and yes, in general, I like to say it's all about the vibe and vibes only.
Welcome to Afia TV, your go-to channel for excellent news and incredible shows that keeps you IEI, that is, informed, entertained, and inspired. Need a break?
Ladies and germs, welcome to Lunch Break on Afia TV.
Join Choco to vibe and chill on Lunch Break at 2 p.m. for the latest trends in music and entertainment.
Not like I have big money.
Dive into the world of innovation and creativity with Rochelle on Anka.
It means art in English.
Where creative minds and groundbreaking ideas come to life. Tune in every weekday at 8 p.m. Do not miss Afia TV official, your perfect dose of laughter, where they discuss what is currently trending on social media every day at 5:30 p.m. on Afia TV.
But in this economy, the savings will save you, man.
And that's not all. Stay tuned for more exciting shows on Afia TV. Catch us on DSTV channel 254 and GoTV channel 17.
Welcome back. This is still news today on Afia Television, and I am Ogochukwu Osai. Now, moving on to the foreign scene, President Recep Erdogan says Turkey expects foreign countries to withdraw support for Kurdish fighters in Syria after the toppling of Bashar al-Assad, as Germany warns against an escalation in fighting with Kurdish forces. Speaking to newsmen on a flight home from a summit in Egypt, Erdogan noted that there is no longer any reason for outsiders to back Kurdish fighters with the People's Protection Unit. Erdogan compared YPG fighters to ISIL, an armed group also known as Daesh, and said neither He also noted that Turkey wants to see a new Syria in which all ethnic and religious groups can live in harmony. Now, in the meantime, a last-minute budget has been passed in the United States House of Representatives to keep the federal government funded and running through mid-March, averting an impending shutdown. On Friday evening, the temporary budget legislation sailed through the House with an overwhelming 366 votes in support. Meanwhile, the continuing resolution now progresses to the Senate with only hours to spare before the shutdown is slated to take effect on Saturday. And finally, on the international front, at least 2 people were reported dead and as many as 68 injured after a car rammed into a crowded Christmas market in the city of Marburg, the capital of the central German of Sachsen-Anhalt. Officials on Friday night described the incident as an intentional attack and announced that the driver had been taken into custody at the scene. Speaking to newsmen, the Interior Minister Tamara identified the suspect as a 50-year-old doctor from Saudi Arabia who arrived in Germany in 2006. Now, moving ahead to the world of sports, the Nigerian Premier Football League, NPFL, has once again rescheduled the domestic league games involving Enyimba FC, according to the reports. The latest adjustment is connected with the travel issues the Aba Giants encountered in Mozambique for a continental engagement. It was gathered that the team traveled in batches, which led to the initial postponement of the clash with the Nasarawa United. However, despite splitting travel in batches, some Enyimba FC officials are yet to arrive the country, leading to the rescheduling of the match day 18 tie with Plateau United. And lastly, on the exciting world of sport, Super Eagles B on Friday landed in Accra, Ghana ahead of the clash with Black Galaxies in the 80th African Nations Championship qualifying match on Sunday. The team comprised an 18-man squad and backroom staff lodged at the Lancaster Hotel, Accra. The Super Eagles B will have their light training session today at the Accra Sports Stadium. Sunday's first leg fixture is scheduled for the Accra Sports Stadium with kickoff set for 5 p.m. Nigerian time. Now we'll go on a quick break. When we return, more on the news. Please stay.
Kelechi.
Yes, mommy.
Get me my stick of cigarettes.
Okay, mom.
Brother John said, make you give me 2 sticks of cigar.
I beg, take, make you go.
Looking to grow your business? At Afia TV, we've got just what you need. With our various on-screen advertising options like speechbags, lower third, sidebars, right in front of your audience. With our lower third, your brand messages appear during the most viewed programs on TV, allowing your audience to see your message without interrupting their TV experience. Now, if you want to go big, our speechbag is ideal because it puts your brand messages on spotlight without interrupting viewers' experience. With our sidebars, your brand messages also takes the spotlight on our screen, ensuring brand exposure. These advertising options are affordable, effective, and designed to drive results. Get started today and watch your business shoot up. For more inquiries, call the numbers on your screen.
But why won't I be happy? Not just because it's festive season. It's moments of friendship and 60 million reasons to love. Small pepper.
Babes,
This dress is given.
Don't forget the earrings. Those are 2 reasons already.
The best reasons will make your heart beat faster. Come on! And make every laugh worth it. It's all about holding hands, sharing and enjoying happy times together.
Have more reasons to be happy with Naija dramas, football, and more smiles on DSTV this festive season. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
Welcome back to News Today on Afia Television, and this is the conversation segment, and we're assessing the Peter Mbah, the governor of Enugu State, has done for Enugu State. Now it's been 2 years, almost 2 years since he took the mantle of leadership. Is he fulfilling his campaign promises? Now, to answer this question, I've been joined by Mr. Darlington Namani, a public affairs analyst. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for joining me on the show.
Thank you.
Now, what's your general overview with the whole thing Mr. Peter Mbah has been doing for Enugu State within this period?
Okay, in Enugu State today, you go throughout the streets of Enugu, you see people are happy with what the governor is doing. Before he came to office, he said that he's going to construct about 10,000 kilometers of road. And we had a lot of naysayers who were doubting the fact that how can he do that? And today we have Enugu State's asphalt plant, one of the best asphalt plants in Southeast and in Nigeria at large. The governor also spoke about resuscitating the moribund asset in the state. If you go through the International Conference Center, you see that the work is 100% ready, and I think the governor will be commissioning it very soon. You go through the transport sector, you see the modern bus terminal here and there, the Holy Ghost, the one in Gariki, the one in Apapa, the one in Nsoka. Then you go to agriculture. We saw when His Excellency commissioned the natural tractors firm that came from Denmark. You go to security, you see the command and control, you see security, DRS, Distress Response Squad, you see them throughout the whole city of Enugu State and also in the rural areas. You go through the roads, you see people every day. If you pass through in Enugu State, maybe you pass through a bad road at night. The next morning, when you wake up, you must see a new road paved for you. So we go to education too. His Excellency is also doing well with the 260 smart schools. Now we have about 8 government technical college, vocational technical colleges are coming up in Enugu State. Yeah. We have model smart schools too, one in each local government, 17. So this is a governor that is audacious, that has humongous plans and humongous visions for the state, and is matching his words with a lot of projects that is ongoing in the state. So I can say that His Excellency is on the right track. He's delivering on all his mandates, all his promises that he said. There's nothing that the governor said in his manifesto that he's not doing something about it today. So His Excellency is doing excellently well in Enugu State, and it's something that everybody knows about.
We cannot deny that he's doing so much, and this is something we actually commend for him. So now I would like us to point out to some few things because of time. And first of all, let's start with the smart growing schools. I mean, it's a very good idea that we go into technology aspects of education, explore the world. But what do you think about building new schools instead of renovating the government schools we have? Now, it now looks like it's been abandoned while we focus on the new one. I mean, there are teachers, a particular set of teachers that will be trained for that particular school, and also moving ahead, you understand? So what is the fate of now the old government schools we have and the teachers who are in that school?
Okay, thank God you said old government schools.
It's going to be old.
Yeah, it's old because, we have a problem. And the problem, most of the problems we have today in Nigeria, in Africa at large, is the quality of education that our children have. You can't say you want to create you want to reduce unemployment in the state, you want to create jobs without having employable youths. that will take up those jobs. Today, the learning system have moved from those those kind of things that they teach you, the normal way of learning.
Yes.
We are talking about new way of learning pedagogy today. That is learning by doing. So you can't just renovate those schools. It will not meet to the 21st century, the new world order that we're talking about. Now we have school and students that can learn artificial intelligence, mechatronics, robotics, AI, embedded schools, We have a lot of, that is the way the world is going today. So we have to inculcate those children from age 3, those cynical values, those things that will make them become employable tomorrow, those things that will make them become, creator of jobs. So if you continue to lay in the past, we will not have the future that we want. And most of the insecurity we suffer today is because of lack of education for most of our young people. So the governor is trying to solve a problem that will become youthful. We will see people that are learning from those things become useful to themselves and they start exporting those knowledge they have learned in Enugu State. And I think I read somewhere where the state is, where some state governors are talking about learning the Enugu State's smart school. And I saw the president, vice president, Shetima, commending the governor for this innovative way of learning. So we are moving from the old ways. Thank God. And you also said old.
I said old school because it's definitely going to be old now. We're going to refer to it as old. But I was like, my concern is what is now going to be the fate of those schools? Are we not going to have students in those schools anymore? Are we not, the teachers, are they going to now become unemployed because they are not qualified to be in the smart school?
No, there's no how the teachers will become unemployed, because if you see, the governor is constructing an experiential learning center where those teachers, about 11,000 teachers will be trained from, I heard him saying, from now till June next year.
Yes.
So those teachers, you can't give what you don't have, So teachers need to be upgraded. Teachers need to know the 21st century modern way of teaching people. Teaching by learning, learning by doing. So there's no how they are going to be faced off. These are the Enugu that will also benefit from it. So this is a massive construction of schools that will touch and affect the lives of the people, ordinary people of Enugu people. And the most important thing is that the school is free of charge. No parents were told or will be told to pay. So these things are free of charge. And I heard the Excellency said that about each of the smart schools will cost the state over 1 billion naira. And this is not just the brick and mortar. This is about equipping those schools to meet the 21st century standard and world order that we're talking about.
Oh, great. So now the solution to that, I guess the solution is now that the teachers should also go and enroll in the teaching so that they can stay. Okay. Now moving a little bit away from that to security, what would you say about security in Enugu State now?
Anybody that doesn't know where we're coming from, or anyone that does not know where we're coming from, we will say His Excellency is not doing enough in security. I remember in Enugu State, few years back, without mentioning any government on this state, few years back, in Enugu State, you cannot come out on Monday. You cannot. Fear. Because of how insecure the state was. In Enugu State, I know that once it's 7 p.m., you don't see anybody outside again. So the governor came in, gave a marching order. When he came in, he knew that insecurity was the big elephant in the room. He gave a marching order that we end sit at home in Enugu State. There's nothing, we have even banished it and we have even forgotten about sit at home in Enugu State. Enugu State is moving very well. That is why we're able to attract a lot of foreign direct investment. I watched and I read the statistics where they made about 6 states were able to attract foreign direct investment. And Enugu State government was part of it. When you talk about debt reduction, Enugu State government reduced the debt of Enugu State of $36.8 million. Where some governors are increasing their debt. Governor Peter Mba is reducing their debt.
Interesting. Now, still on insecurity and security, we have curfew in Enugu State, which is around 9 p.m., you understand, and it is affecting our nightlife. There's this nightlife we knew in Enugu for many years ago. So do you think keeping up with the curfew, do you think it's still a good idea, or we increase the security agency or security style at night while we remove the curfew so that we can bring back the old nightlife we had, just like, which is, I think, is still in accordance with what Peter Mbah wants when it comes to tourism and yeah.
Now, if you talk about the curfew, I knew and I know vividly that it's not this administration that imposed that curfew. But you don't just remove curfew like that without bringing out measures. You understand? Now, the governor is, we're having new bus terminals that are coming up. We're having the Enugu State taxi that is also coming up. So all those things that are coming up in Enugu State will kill the insecurity because it will be well security embedded. You understand? The buses, we have the information of people that are coming in the bus. The taxis too also are going to also have it. That is why if you go throughout the state, we see new bus park, new bus waiting bus and this thing in the state. Yeah. So all these things are measures bus stops that His Excellency is building. All these things are measures to to face out that curfew that we have in Enugu State, because His Excellency is very, very key in bringing people into Enugu State. He's talking about bringing about 3 million visitors a year in Enugu State. So this is why we are talking about the 5-star hotel that is building beside the International Conference Center. And this is why we're talking about Enugu Air too. Because of the innovative things that is happening in Enugu State, people are coming into the state. So I wanted to board a flight from Enugu to Abuja last week. And it took me days. I couldn't find a flight. Even when I arrived at Abuja, I couldn't also get a flight back to Enugu State because it was all booked up. There is no space in Enugu State again. This is why the governor is talking about the Enugu Air, which he said is going to be launching soonest. So all these things will face off. Enugu State is growing under the His Excellency.
Now let's talk about tourism. Do you think we are focusing mostly, tourism is part of what he has interest in. Now, do you think we are focusing mostly on Christmas tourism? I mean, we have Unity Park, we have, there is this other Christmas route, I can't remember the name, that he has prepared for Christmas and children this year. Thank you very much, Naira Triangle, this particular Christmas season. I mean, there are other tourism sectors we can explore, there are other tourism aspects we can explore. So do you think that part is something he should consider more?
Yes, there are many tourist sites in Enugu State. When the Minister for Culture, Tourism and Creative Economy came to Enugu State, she applauded His Excellency. She said that Enugu State is the luckiest. Enugu State is lucky to have Peter Mbah because she saw a lot of tourism potentials in the state, and the governor is tapping to those tourism potentials. This is the governor that is just 18 months in office. There are a lot of things that's coming up. You have, I think, the Commissioner for Culture was talking about the Ngo Park, the hills at somewhere at Akuke Beach and all that thing. So there are a lot of work that is going there, the Ogu Games Village and other things. So I don't believe that it's just because of Christmas. His Excellency is keen to see that people come to Enugu State, because if people do not come to Enugu State, there's no how the sector will be transformed, and we have to make sure that private sectors the businesses that private sectors are into are thriving. So you need people to come into the state. And the Enugu State has that potential because we are under the right leadership of the governor here.
Yes. Now, this is the last question, which is basically about civil service. So we know that he has increased the minimum wage to 80,000 naira, he has implemented 80,000 naira. But then nobody's talking about retired civil servants, the pensioners and their gratuity. We don't hear much about it. Why?
No, there's no how you say we don't hear more about it. This is why you are a journalist.
Yes.
You have to do your investigation.
That's what I'm saying. I've asked, but the thing in front of the line is increasing civil servants' minimum wage, which has been done, and we applaud that. But then we are not seeing any plans to clear off gratuities of retired civil servants.
There's no how you say you are not seeing any plans to clear off. See, government is continuous because the past, I don't want to call any name, past government might have owned money. Do you understand? I believe that His Excellency has done a lot in the pensions and gratuity of civil servants in the state because he's a father. He understands the feelings of what the poor people are going through. This is why the national minimum wage was 70,000 naira. We increased it to 80,000 naira. Before then, he has been giving them the civil servant wage award of extra 25,000 naira every month. So how will somebody that increased the minimum wage of national minimum wage from 70,000 to 80,000 naira and also was giving wage award to civil servants, how will you say that he's not interested in the pensions and gratuity?
I'm not saying he's not interested, but I'm not seeing a fast-tracking and a work on that because I also have, it's not just about me being a journalist or sitting down here. I've met these people who are retired pensioners and I've heard them talk, I've heard them express how they feel. So that is why I'm asking, is there any move or any work towards that
There are
direction?
so many ways, so many moves by the state government to do that. The state government is even doing that already. Because maybe those people you interviewed, they asked all the pensioners to bring out their profiles, you understand, to go for revalidation. Because you can't just go and pay ghost people, ghost workers.
They are doing their verification, which keeps the pension coming in monthly.
Yes.
The pension comes in monthly.
Yes.
I am not denying that. I know about that. The pension, because they go for verification, I think every 3 months or more.
Yes.
But the gratuity, which is the chunk of what they want to invest to do better, which is where they focused on when they were working and expecting that once they are done working, this gratuity comes in so that they can establish themselves as they retire.
Yes, this is why I said, as a journalist, you have to be very, very informed. You understand? You don't just hear something. Maybe, when was the last time? Maybe it was 3 months ago or something. You have to take into consideration good information from the both sides. You understand? So that is why they said the reason why God gave us 2 ears is for us to hear from the right side and also from the left side. So you must, when you interview one person, so you can't use that, the answer of that person to generalize what is happening in any particular sector. So this is your work as a journalist too.
Exactly. You're making it look like I am doing, just like what I've explained to you, I have done my work, I'm still doing my work. I have them under my belt. I know them in person. So I actually follow them. I know when they do their verification and all that. Now they keep on saying the same thing. Just like I said now, the pensions come in every month.
Yes.
But the gratuity is where they are asking questions.
Yeah, I know people that have received their gratuity.
In Enugu State?
In Enugu State. I know people that have received their gratuity. That's why I said we don't just hear from the left side. Maybe those people that you met have not fulfilled all the required documentation that will enable them to receive their own gratuity. I know that the state government is doing a lot of things about it.
All right. Thank you so much for your time on the show. Thank you very much for helping us answer questions. And we're running out of time already and we have to round off. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right. To end the news, a recap of the top stories. Governor Mba has commissioned a 95-room Oranto International Airport Hotel in Enugu. Vice President Kashim Shettima returns to Abuja after Saudi UAE trips. And on business news, the Ministry of Industry has partnered NASIMA to address business challenges on the foreign scene. U.S. House of Representatives has passed a last-minute budget bill. And that's the much we have on our bulletin this afternoon. Many thanks for staying tuned. Do well to follow us on all social media platforms at Afia TV Official. I am Onkochukwu Osai. Many thanks for watching.
nzukọ nke ndị Igbo n'obi ọma Chineke chewe anyị na ọ bụghị n'obi ọkụ nọ na ahụike ka anyị ji agwọ gị iwepụrụ anyị ajọ ọrịa ndị ikolobịa nọ na-agba n'etiti anyị ha mụọ nwaanyị ha mụọ ụmụ baa ụba wee ego dị ya n'ime ndị ochie si anyị n'ụzọ akwụkwọ anyị na-aga anyị ga-agasi agaja mara akwụkwọ chewe anyị na ọrụ anyị rụrụ adịghị izi mgbe ndị anyị ka a ga-agasi n'efu Chineke ya chewe anyị n'aha Jizọs Kraịst bụ onye nwe anyị.
Before we continue with our program for this evening, which is the panel discussion, we'd like to take a brief minute for an intermission, just for some light refreshments. And while that's ongoing, I'd like to call Oma, another member of the Nzuko team, to come up and ask a few questions to the crowd and share a few prizes as well.
What popular nickname does Ojukwu go by? Sorry, if you know the answer, just raise up your hand.
His popular nickname is Ikemba.
That's very correct. T-shirt. This is sponsored by Hero, the t-shirt. Which eastern part is known as the Coast City State?
Enugu State.
That's very correct, please. Which Igbo politician was a former Nigerian vice president?
Alex Ekweme.
Correct. What name did the Igbos go by during the Biafran War?
They went by Biafrans. Biafrans.
Correct. The Biafran War lasted for how many years?
3 years.
Which eastern state is known as the Eastern Heartland?
Imo State.
Correct. What is the name of the Igbo god of thunder?
Amadioha.